this episode of the Metal Forge. My name is Mark Jackson, and I am your host. Holy shit, what an awesome week it is. And right now, as you can see in the background, if you're watching the video version of this, you can see I'm driving to Chicago. Not really. Yeah, because we're pre-recording this on like a Tuesday or Wednesday night. I can't remember my days anymore.
It's a Tuesday.
It was a Tuesday. Yeah, like any old day. I don't know. Hi, Jason. How are you?
In the lyric, it was a Monday.
I think so.
Okay.
I think it is, but I don't know.
I want to make sure. Got my, wasn't that, is that Foreigner?
Six Foreigner Journey, somebody. That was, it's either that, yeah, where the one name 70s, 80s bands like that. That's what that was. You know, Metallica.
I need to know now, but go ahead.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, you got to check that out. You got to Google machine. Dude,
yeah, we're gonna find out live right now. Go ahead.
Hell yeah. While you're doing that, I'm going to go ahead and tell everybody, hey, and thank you for coming in today, by the way, Jason.
Yeah, no problem.
On my way to Chicago for Legions of Metal number 6. Holy shit. Ice Hound, Devolution, More in the Light, Viper Witch, fucking Unleash the Archers, Tower Hill, Hyrax, fucking, oh my God, Dawnbringer, fucking Leather Duchess. So many cool fucking bands that are playing this show this weekend. And I'm actually going up for Canadian Invasion tonight. And of course, tomorrow, fucking the awesome fucking cool shit with Hyrax and Ice Howl, More in the Light, and Viper Witch, and fuck yeah.
Isn't Striker on playing that show also?
Just playing that.
Yeah.
Not Striper.
Striker with a K. Yeah.
With a K. Yes.
Yeah, it was Foreigner, by the way. Just so you
know. Okay, cool. I mean, I couldn't remember who it was because you know, it always like reminds me like Blue Collar Man, which is Styx.
Mm-hmm.
Which actually I like that song. I love the down. This should make me an offer I can't refuse, you know?
Yeah, we'll have to get into some 70s prog rock talk another time, but...
Yeah, I know, because this week we're going about as far away from 70s prog as you can, because Phil Demmel from Vio-Lence, you know who that is, right? Vio-Lence, Vio-Lence, Eternal Nightmare, Machine Head, let's see who else fucking he's played live for Slayer, he's played live for Overkill, he's played live for so many fucking awesome fucking people.
Yeah.
He's also
Kerry King band now.
He is now the lead guitarist for the Kerry King band. As we are talking about, this is the reason why we're doing this show, is because they're ramping up the album release, which is later this month. So totally cool shit. And such a rad dude, you know. It's been a minute since we actually got to talk on there because, like I said, I had like an influx of interviews all at one time, and it's like you almost can't say no because it's like holy shit. Yeah, these are all fucking top quality fucking interviews as well, you know. So I want to go ahead and tell off some weeks coming up, if that's really cool. So obviously Phil Demmel is today. We've got a reforged edition for Volcandra coming up next week. Leather Lung, who recently just put out an album, they're in there. Assimilator, Wizard Death, and then we at the end of the month we have 90 Minutes with Jarvis Leatherby, which I want to release it like as soon as I can, but I've tried to not watch the video yet because I know
90 minutes wasn't enough.
Yeah. I know it really wasn't. And I think there's one question in there that I still am like, I want to go back and rewatch over and over and over again.
Yeah.
And
yeah, I got some, I don't remember if it was on the video or after the video recorded, but we had some questions about some stuff and I got some of those answered, which was
sure
all fun, but
yeah, on the extended edition of that, on the Patreon exclusive, flamekeeper.vip, there's going to be some after questions that we talk, because we talked for probably about another 20 minutes, but the actual show is going to be 90 minutes with Jarvis.
Right.
And yeah, there was some of those that I know you got you got answered at the Asheville show is very candid. And that one question, that first derailed question, I think we all three, it's like I had to do it. And I think we were all three just kind of like looking like, is this cool?
I don't remember what that was now. So I guess I'll look forward to seeing that too.
J to J. We'll just say that.
Okay.
But yeah, you have to watch to find out what it is, and it's so fucking awesome, dude. So you're very well versed in a lot of different music. You like the doom, you like thrash, you like trad. Now you've got me calling it trad because I
Trad's
used to
cool,
be.
man. Trad's cool. I like it.
I was the NWOTHM guy.
It could be trad can be post NWOTMH or whatever the acronym is. If you really want to add a new subgenre, which seems to be a new one every day. Some I don't even do what?
Tradcore.
Trad. No, not really core. I would say post trad. Let's just start using post trad just because why the fuck not?
No, let's not. Dude, I'm like with Chuck.
PT. Yeah.
PT, yeah.
PT.
I'm like with Chad shit. Chuck. Why did I say Chad? I don't know.
I know
because, yeah, maybe I was thinking of Chad Barnwell, not Barnhill, like I said in the metal.
Yeah.
That I had to fix with the car crash. But no, I'm with Chuck on that, where it's just like heavy's fucking heavy, no matter what it is. Come on. I mean, why fucking genre subgenre? I get the fucking fact that things like Haunt is not the same as fucking Black Tusk, you know, but they're still fucking heavy in their own regard. So
we're gonna have an alehorn on this soon. I'm gonna get you, and we'll find somebody else. I'm actually pro category. Now I'll tell you what, real quick.
Category, yes, but over like subgenre, like some of this shit that you get, like swamp doom, fucking swamp stone doom.
Yeah,
that doesn't really need to be that.
I mean, well, it does because real quick, and we'll move on. If you're shopping for, let's say, cookies per se, you go and you see the Pepperidge Farm, and you see the Oreos, and you see the
Pepperidge Farm.
Wait, and you see the Chips Ahoy, and you see the Keebler stuff. Okay, it's like this is a good section to look for cookies in. Okay, so you shop it through, and then you see vegan cookies, or like made with Splenda, or like fucking me personally, I hate raisins. So you see something with raisins in it. Music to me is like the same way. I'm looking for something heavy to listen to. I'm in this kind of mood. If I see vegan metal, I'm fucking out. I'm not even looking at the shit. I'm going back over here where I'm comfortable and in the mood. That's all I'm saying about subcategories.
Is that even a thing? Vegan metal?
I made it up to compare it to the cookies.
I mean, I'm sure
but it probably is. I would say Gojira might be borderline vegan metal.
I am going to we're gonna get a live one on this. We're going to get
I am a Gojira fan, by the way. So.
Vegan metal bands. What?
It's a real category.
Ageless, Licensed, Human Serpent, probably non-vegan but pro-vegan band.
Yes.
Balderas, again, probably non-vegan but pro-vegan band. Belgoth, there's some actual fucking. They're all black metal bands, but
yeah, I mean there is the black metal chef on
Black and Crust, Death Grind, Death Grind, Deathcore, Gore Grind, Brutal Death Metal, Slaughterbox is a vegan band.
Oh yeah, shredding those fucking carrots.
Death Metal, Gorgas. Maybe these are not necessarily actual like vegan themed bands, but bands who are vegan.
Dude, I'll be honest with you. I meet a lot of musicians who are actually vegan. It's probably easier to be vegan on the road, so you don't eat like something kind of gnarly from a gas station or something. You kind of like know how your body can react to it. Where you know, a lot of processed food, it can hit you different and in bad times.
Yeah, this is this is totally a list of people who are vegan.
Yeah,
My bad.
yeah, it's fine.
Because they list Lena Scissorhands on here,
Yeah,
and she's in Infected Rain and not the band.
gotcha. Well, there
Oh
is
my,
you did ask me if I had a topic for the
yeah,
one. So
actually,
yeah,
and I have one more.
I actually do today. So this is gonna get into the debate of AI music, kinda, but I'm gonna save that for my response. So I did what I didn't want to do because I've heard so many people talking about it, and I listened to the new Motley Crue song.
I haven't listened to it,
Okay, it was produced by Bob Rock.
of
So
course.
I was like,
Bob
okay, I'll
back in
take a
the game,
yeah,
baby.
I'll take a listen to it. So yeah, so Vince's vocals, yeah, totally fucking studio magic. He doesn't sing much, and it's all like one syllable words, so it's kind of right in his wheelhouse. Anyway, the music fucking sucked. There was nothing interesting about it. But the only thing is, I've seen now, it seems to be a new thing. People, if people don't like it or they think it sucks, now they're labeling it AI without even knowing. Now, I don't think Bob Rock would do an AI track per se because I think he's just kind of old school that way.
Sure.
So let's just stop labeling shit that you don't like AI because I mean honestly, it's lazy. I mean, yeah, the song sucks. There was nothing redeeming in it for me. I think John Five's an awesome guitar player. This shit was like just not anything special. Even the solo was pretty subpar. So yeah, let's just quit calling shit that you don't like AI just to make it demean it more. It's just a song that sucked. That's all there was to it, you know, to me.
Right. And you're talking about Dogs of War, right?
Whatever the fucking name is, yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately, I gotta look at
The video, no,
the video, the
on the other hand, the
picture,
video might be. I don't know, but the
the
song,
video, the from the picture that I see on the fucking on the dirt site, the fucking TMZ metal sites. Yeah, ugh, they had to release this on my birthday too, didn't they?
happy
Ugh.
birthday, Mark. Yeah.
But yeah, fuck yeah, of all other fucking things that. That had to happen too, huh? All right, so Bob Rock produced. This is first thing with him, I believe, since Dr. Feelgood. It looks like I could be wrong with that. Um, Neil describes Dogs of War as an old school meets new school. It's got that old school vibe, but it's got new music. Nikki came up with it. He sent me the music, and I thought it was really cool. So I started singing it. Yeah, sure. We got in the studio and turned into a song. I think fans are really going to like it. Okay. I
Yeah,
mean,
I mean,
I like, what's that?
dude, what can I say? People pay to see them. I mean, even though that stadium tour, they act like it was all because of Motley Crue. It was all because of Def Leppard. Let's just be honest. If Def Leppard wasn't on that, there wouldn't be a fucking stadium tour. You know?
Oh,
Yeah.
hell no. I mean,
It
like
might be the same said for Motley Crue. I don't know. I think Def Leppard could probably do a stadium tour on their own without Motley Crue, but
well,
it's
it
all tickets
comes
with a
down,
few names you know.
even with them, it still comes down to the same thing that we bitch about, like with Metallica, you know, about that's on the live setting of it. But I'm going to listen to this, even though I'm not a Motley Crue fan. I've been outspoken about that. I mean, there's stuff that I can respect that they've done, like first few albums. I
First two
really,
albums, first two albums are solid. I still
yeah,
listen
the
to them
first
today,
two are.
but yeah,
And
after
I'm
that,
not gonna fucking be the guy that sits there and knocks Dr. Feel Good because it does have good songs on it.
yeah,
It's just, it's Bob Rock.
yeah. I mean,
I
let's put
mean,
it this way. Let's put it this way about Motley Crue. Okay, on the thumbnail on Netflix about the Dirt movie, they don't even show Motley Crue. It's the guy who plays Ozzy.
yeah,
Motley Crue is a self-manufactured, dangerous or notorious band. They're fucking lightweights, dude. They don't do anything. They're all a bunch of fucking corporate fucking shills. That's all they were. That's all they were after Shout the Devil. That's all they turned into. There was nothing dangerous about them. Everything was fucking made up.
sure.
It's the honest truth. Because like I said, the Dirt was like it fucking sucked. I watched it. It was fucking lame. You know,
See,
it was all like self-serving, like, oh yeah, look how crazy we were. I was like, no, dude, this is made up. And the statement that all I needed was that Nikki Sixx said was, oh well, we came out of retirement because people thought we were cool and that never seen us before after they saw the movie. Like, dude, that movie was fucking sea level at best. Nobody fucking thought you guys were cool after the movie because the guys playing you were
I'm not
fucking not even cool either.
because I definitely know, like, one of my nephews totally got into Motley Crue based on the Dirt.
Really, that movie was fucking lame. Really?
And see, and like I said, when it comes to like uh dramatizations of things like biopics or whatever you say, that's where I kind of like draw the line. I really don't watch a lot of them. I do documentaries more than anything.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't even necessarily like fucking the films like on that are not even biopics, but they're fiction. You know, like I'm not a big fan of like Metal Lords or what's the other one? There's another one that's out that's like that, like Metal Lords. Death Hesher is one that's kind of metal influenced like that, with Joseph Gordon-Levitt and Natalie Portman. I think it's Natalie Portman.
I don't know. I didn't watch it.
I haven't either. I've only seen clips of it. But anyways, no. So last Friday on the birthday, promoted Tombstoner, Flesher, and Sinistrum at the Magbar. Totally rad fucking show. Awesome fucking death metal. The uniting of three fucking death metal state bands and shit like that from Kentucky, Indiana, and New York. Totally fucking rad time. Everybody's fucking awesome. Played well. Fucking shout out to fucking Scott from Sinistrum for fucking real, because their drummer Craig couldn't make the show, so he fucking stepped in, and he's their vocalist. And he stepped in and did vocals and drums.
Damn, that's pretty good.
Yeah, and you can see there is a reel on the Instagram and Facebook pages, so you can totally check that shit out and do that shit, because that's totally fucking cool. So yeah, looking forward to other shows. Like I said, this week we're at fucking Ice House playing Legions of Metal. It just was announced earlier this week that Ice House is also playing next month with Tribunal at Black Circle Brewing in Indianapolis. And then we have a show with Wolftooth in Bloomington at the Bishop. And then Overload has a show with Haunt and Savage Master and Blind Scryer coming up in August. So fuck, it's busy already. All of a sudden,
busy. Yeah, be September before you know it, and all this shit would have happened already.
Yeah, I know. And, we're only a fucking few months away. And obviously, Big Goddamn Metal Show's coming up. That's going to be fucking rad as shit. Jason, do you have anything else before we jump into Phil Demmel today?
No, it's pretty quiet over here. Not too much going on.
I'm gonna go with the old school today. We're gonna go with old school today because we're gonna play something from Eternal Nightmare from Vio-Lence, going all the way back to June of 1988. Holy shit! Fucking what is that? 36 years ago.
A long time, yeah.
36 fucking years.
I mean, I was 8, so yeah, it's a long time.
I know, right? So we're gonna go with Kill on Command. Yeah. All right, metalheads. We are being joined this week with the man, the myth, the legend. He is an amazing fucking guitar player. You might have known him from bands such as Vio-Lence or maybe Machine Head. If you are, really, really into the know, you might know who BPMD is. If you really know, because that's kind of a new venture. You've only got one album out with him. Right. But his most recent edition is with the new Kerry King solo album. We are talking with Mr. Phil fucking Demmel, Demolition Man, Phil fucking Demmel. Dude, how are you doing, man?
I'm good, man. It's 6:00, so this is like I've got 3 kids here, and this is about the time when I start hitting the wall and they start. We call it the wolfing hour. We have a 7-year-old. His name is Wolf, and this is when he starts to go, oh, gets a little crazy, and Magnus is a 2-year-old. He'll probably come in here at some point. So that's when they start to ramp up. So it's this weird, I'm coming down, they're going up. Good. Have to gotta gather it all up and get it together.
So how is it being, you're in your mid 50s and being a dad, like the little kids at that old? I mean, it's got to be an experience.
It's a lot, man. It is a lot. When we our 7-year-old, my wife Marta, she plays in the band Bleeding Through. I have a son from a previous, and a daughter from way back. That's a whole different story. I'll have to read the book for that story.
Right.
But her and I have a 7-year-old who was IVF. So I had a vasectomy. I was told I couldn't have kids, and so we did IVF, and he was our kid. We were planning on having more children in the future, but we had embryos saved, and I'm probably getting way in depth right now, but so the quarantine happens, and after 5-6 years of thinking that I'm playing on house money and just banging, just letting it go, little Magnus came along, little miracle baby. So
Oh wow.
Yep. So 2.5. I'm about to be 57, and still changing diapers, man. It's it's a lot. It is a lot. And luckily my wife's she's a lot younger, and handles the bulk of uh that type of stuff, but it's even still, it's these kids are a lot, and they demand a lot. So
For sure.
not a lot of
And
not a lot of time for other stuff, but we always find time to mix in some things.
yeah, I'll always find time for metal because fuck, metal is life, right?
It
And
is. It is.
and so that's the other thing too, is as you've gotten older, slowing down a little bit. Do you feel like you are? I mean, because by the time we're doing this interview versus the time that this aired, so it might be kind of old news. You were stepping back from Vio-Lence this past weekend.
Hmm. Yeah, you did define slowing down. I think that my body is slowing down, my metabolism is slowing down. My um I I've never been busier music wise. I've got um the Kerry record's coming out in June, no, in May. I've got a record with Category 7 coming out in June. I've got there's possibly another BPMD record in the works, maybe not. But with all the fill-in stuff I was doing with Lamb of God and Testament, and um, I it's hard to with a band like Vio-Lence, which was my high school band back in 1985. To see it. I got back together in 19. We did a 5-song EP, which I love doing. Perry was involved with that. Christian, was on board. Bobby was on board. I like the
I actually have it.
I like the idea of that lineup working and being something. I thought that Bobby. It was hard to go with Bob, just from the fact of where he was located in Florida, and getting together and making everything kind of work in that kind of a sense was a thing. And there's just been a rotation of other guitar players, and I'm missing shows. I made a decision about a year ago to kind of step back from what the band was. We did a show on Sunset, first show after Perry left, and I got to the show, and I got backstage, and it was 50 people backstage, and I knew the guys in my band basically, and it didn't feel like Vio-Lence. It didn't feel like the old feelings, what I wanted to do that for, and to try to take that band with these rotating guitar spots and fill-in guys, and it was just not what I wanted to do anymore, and I love the music that we made, and I love the EP that we made. And as far as getting out and grinding it out and doing some of these shows wasn't something that I was really interested anymore. And I kind of came to a head on this last South American run, and um, just some shit went down, and I don't want to get into, but it was
Sure.
enough to just go to just say, hey, I need to, and it was the day after, the Kerry announcement came too. So they're in no ways tied together. My leaving violence, and
And
wasn't because this is starting and this isn't. It was just time for
well,
me to sever ties, and it's violence was my fuck buddy, and it was just I didn't want to. I needed to cut it off. I needed no more booty calls. Oh,
it
you're
was
doing this
not
stuff.
being as fun anymore. I get it.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
yeah,
like when the fun's kind of gone, you need to step back.
yeah.
And back in the day, I would have uh totally been that dude and assumed been like, oh fuck, those two announcements came together, something's got to be fucking,
Right,
you
right.
know back in the dirt sheet day, right, and the
Yeah,
zine days and shit. But like today, nah, it's like, fuck, anybody can play for any fucking body anymore.
yeah, yeah, for sure. And that's the thing. I have enough closure with the band. I feel 100% fulfilled in what I've done with my part with it. It's time for Sean's at a point in his life where he wants to go out and go see the world and do these things. And we're just in two different spots. And
Right.
I asked him to shut it down a year ago, and he didn't. At first he was like, and just call it Killian's violence or Killian on command or something like that. And um, he thought about it, and then he just he kind of reneged on it with the fight. Like, no, I want to keep going, and I want to use the name, and I can't. That's as far as I took it. I asked him, he didn't want to, and I don't know if
For sure.
I don't know if I will call it I'm supporting it, but I'm not standing in the way of it.
Either.
So
Yeah. No,
it, we're
that's totally respectable.
we're still
You know,
business partners. Um,
yeah,
in that sense, but like the touring and the working that they're all doing, I won't have any part of that or the merch that they're doing or anything like that. I'll step away. But just as far as the past records and as far as the name concerned, I still have my interest in that.
for sure. Absolutely. So with the new Kerry King album coming out in May, uh what are we looking forward to? Are you obligated to talk? Are we looking at tours or anything?
I can talk about what's been announced and as much as I know, which isn't, a whole lot. I get kind of spoon-fed information as it comes down, and that's understandable. This thing has been, kind of hush for, 4+ years now. And I'm given information on a need to know basis, and I'm totally fine with that. That's what I signed up for. This is Kerry's venture. This is Kerry's band. And I played lead guitar for Kerry. And so the record comes out in May. Um, like 12 songs on it. Almost all the songs are pretty new. I think that there was like a holdover track, one or two from a repentless session that he had. Um, but songs are strong. I think people will be uh, not shocked, but kind of like everybody's on this whole Jeff wrote all the good songs. Scary songs suck, kind of.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that. And and I think a lot of people discredit Carrie, and and it does suck. But like when it's something new that you're a part of, how does that affect you?
Well, it doesn't affect me at all. I mean, I didn't write any of the material. Uh, um, I of course want it to be accepted. Well, I like it, and Carrie's my friend. I want his creation to be, you know, met with agreeing terms, or people that like it and people that will give it a chance instead of, like I said, Jeff wrote all the good songs. Well, if you take away the songs that Kerry wrote too, and you have, half a record or whatever, and they're not all filler songs that he wrote either. So Kerry is
Right.
born capable of writing iconic riffs. I played you some of the riffs you wrote, you go, oh my God, you know. So I think that this record is going to wake people up to that fact that that Kerry he's been the guy that's been, you know, making that band happen for the past shit, I don't know, 20 years or however long. And I equate it to not really on the same level, but there was a point when Gene Simmons was getting away from Kiss and acting and doing all this other shit. And meanwhile, Paul is still back there waving the flag, doing,
Right.
you know, doing all the work. And, you know, Kerry did a lot of work for that band. He played all the bass on the records, and towards the end, I think he wrote most of the lyrics. And he on the demos that I heard, he's singing and it sounds like Slayer. You know, it sounds like, I mean, Kerry was Slayer towards the end there. So
well, and that's the thing too, is, you know, when it turns into I don't know, your quote, air quotes here for the audio listeners, you know, your project at that time, that when you invest so much of yourself into it, yeah, I mean, it's gonna have that, I think.
absolutely. And the riffs are different. I mean, I don't want to give too much away about the record, but I mean, it's a thrash record, but it's not just blazing fast. You know, there's slow parts and grinding parts and crunchy parts. And Mark sings his ass off on this thing, man. Mark sounds so fucking good. And Paul, the Josh Wilbur doing the record, Paul's parts are, you hearing everything that he does, and he does these incredible, you know, fills and double bass parts, and you know, the riffs are awesome. And I think that I told Kerry this afterwards, like, is like, dude, these are my favorite leads of his. Like, he spent some time on his solos, and you
Right.
know, they're really good. And like, I said, what happened? And he's all, well, I had time to work on them. You know, he's all, I'm usually in the studio writing lyrics, and the solos are the last thing that I do when I get in the studio. So it's like I had time to kind of, you know, and he had my solos for a bit too. There was some that he did first, and then there was some that I did first. And I think that I bring this a different melodic sense to the solos than Jeff or Gary, for that matter, to his music, you know. And I think that it might have opened him up in this direction, maybe a little bit, maybe not. You know, he's pretty set in what he does, but I think that, you know, the two of us together play off well. You know, there's a couple times when we go back to back, and you know, it's pretty cool. I think people are going to dig it.
For sure. I really hope so, because, you know, a lot of people back in the day, you know, were talking a lot of shit on the last few Slayer albums as well. But then again, you know, it's art, it's subjective. People are gonna have their opinions. But I really hope that this is that album, you know, that return album for Kerry. I really
Yeah.
do.
I mean,
And you
it's
know,
not a Slayer record. It's not a Slayer record. It might be what they were doing next, but I don't know if you know, when he was looking for a singer for a minute too, so he's writing these tunes without a singer in mind. You know, maybe he was going to sing on it too. You know, it's all this different things. So it's, you know, I think that there's enough attention to, hey, this is a new thing, so there more people will give it a chance than maybe another Slayer record. But we'll find out. It's a new thing, you know. Kyle on bass, and you know that he's got a different band. So I think people will be, you know, interested in hearing that. The first song popped up.
Yeah, and that's the cool thing, is like, here you've played with Slayer, you've played with Testament, Vio-Lence, so many other awesome thrash
Oh my
music.
God,
Overkill, you know, fucking. I mean, fucking so many different fucking bands over the years. I mean, you're kind of the go-to guy. It's like it sounds like you are. It's like, hey, fuck, can Phil fill in for us this time? I mean, that's got to be fucking an awesome thing. It's like to be able to be such a versatile player yourself, to be able to play with different thrash bands who you have unique styles of thrash themselves.
Yeah. I mean, there was a period, I think it was 2021, where everything was opening back up. Lamagata had reached out to have me in their bullpen. They were going on the first leg with Megadeth, so I learned their stuff. Vio-Lence was playing Bloodstock, was supposed to play Bloodstock in 21, and it. So Devin Townsend, me and him had seen each other, and we had talked about me doing something with him. And so Devin was headlining Bloodstock that year. So he recruited me to play guitar for him at headlining Bloodstock set. And so I learned his stuff. So I've got the Lamb of God set, I've got the Devin set, two totally different things, right? So there's a Metal Allegiance show that's happening in Long Island. So I'm rehearsing for that. That's another set of 20 songs. There's Testament is slated to do this corporate gig that Alex isn't going to be able to make. It's a Monday night football game. Yeah, I think it's a Monday night football game. The Raiders are playing the Ravens, and the Vegas is having this corporate gig. So Testament sends me, hey, we're up for this gig. We haven't got it, but can you do it? So I'm learning, so Lamb of God, Devin Townsend, Metal Allegiance, Testament, all these things are lined up. There's a Merkins gig that I do with my cover band here, and we play 35 songs, so there was a point where I had, and I want to say that another big band had reached out to have me in their bullpen too. I had on my wall here, I had 176 songs or something ridiculous of all these different sets that,
Jesus,
ready to go. And I think that there are people that I think that people enjoy having me there. I'm not the most capable dude to do this. There's other guitar players that are capable of doing these things, but I think that I check, a bunch of those boxes where I feel like I'm easy to get along with. I feel like I'm super low maintenance on the road. I don't ask for a lot. So that's where all that comes in. And I can retain some material. I can learn some stuff pretty quick. So I'm not the only guy, but I'm really thankful that coming from where I was in late 2018 of, not feeling that I was even worthy of being, or being told that I wasn't worthy of being in a pro level band, and saying that all these things were going to happen to me when I quit Machine Head and going to lose a lot of friends and shit. And, I'm at this point to where, holy fuck, it couldn't be more untrue that, people want me in these high level bands and these gigs, and there's been so many of them. And, it's real, I don't know what the right word. It's gratifying. It's justifying. It makes me feel good, and it makes me feel worthy. So, thank you to all the bands that, believed in me and brought me back from, a pretty dark place for a minute.
fuck yeah, dude. And see, that's what it's about. So now there's two questions. One is the phone rings or the email pops up or however it happens for you. It's the band that you absolutely cannot say no to.
Yeah.
Who is it? Who is it?
I don't know.
Says,
Already happened.
Phil, we need it. We need somebody to come fill in. So and so can't play these 3 or 4 shows. Who would it be?
Oh man, it's anybody in a sense. If they're, especially my friends that call up. The Overkill thing was one thing that I was kind of hesitant to do, just because of the Bobby Gustafson connection. Bobby's in Vio-Lence at the time, and it was just, a perception thing. It's just like, well, they called the wrong, Overkill and Bobby had their thing, and I talked to Bobby about it, and there was a little bit of miscommunication about it, but I felt like it was okay to do. And what band? I mean, who would I turn down? I mean, there's not a lot that I turned down, dude. and I don't want to make it sound like I'm gunning for anybody's position here either, you know. It's like,
Right.
I don't,
So okay, we could say Kirk. If Kirk couldn't make it, you would take Kirk's place.
well, I mean, yeah, but am I the guy that they would call? I don't,
I mean, you never know. You never.
Of course,
What happens?
gig,
You could be in the same city. Who knows?
yeah. I mean,
weirder things have fucking happened in metal.
things have happened for sure. I mean, there are gigs that I can't do. There's gigs that that I when Kiko when Kiko was gone, and everybody's like, "Oh, here's a spot for Demmel," or blah blah blah. Like, no way, and it's not a Mustaine thing at all because I get along great with Dave, and him and I have got a cool mutual respect thing, and he's always treated me really well, and I'm just not capable of doing that gig. There's just solos that I just physically could not pull off under all those judging eyes. The Pantera thing's another thing where my name was popping up just as people, just, oh, hey, blah, blah, blah. I couldn't do that gig. There's no way that I would do that gig. They got the right guy for that gig. I can't, too many judging eyes, and
there is a lot of judging eyes on that still.
Yeah, there is, but I mean,
2 years.
It is, and it doesn't matter who it was going to be, but in my eyes, and that's all I can only speak for myself. I am 100% accepting of that, and that. So I haven't seen it. I'm hoping that it's a big celebration and a tribute to the brothers, and I hope it is in that sense. But
I think that people have their opinions because they don't know any inside. They're not in the inside circle.
Yeah,
I mean, they do this for their reasons. You do things for your reasons. I, as an artist, do things for my reasons with my band.
Sure.
So, yeah, I mean, it's their reason, and that's what you got to respect, I guess.
Yeah, they're playing arenas. And you can't, and I get asked, who do I think could play this stuff? And there's 3 guys that I think would absolutely nail it playing it. And that's, Ola, and it's Wes Hauk, and it's Reese Scruggs, who's now playing Machine Head, but he's from Havoc. And those 3 guys, they can play it, but does an arena full of Pantera fans want to watch that person play that though?
Right.
Or they want to see
the spectacle of that. Yeah.
Our reigning 4 of fucking guitar, which is Zach Wild, our torchbearer for this generation. And in my eyes, that's what I want to see.
Well, and again, Zach has a look. Zach is, when you see Zach, it's Zach. It's the fucking, I mean, they put his silhouette on the fucking guitar because you knew who the fuck it was.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. I mean, just for that alone is price of admission, right?
Yep, I agree. But I mean,
so
he's catching some stuff, or he's not muting this the way this is, and he's not doing. It's like, man, give a dude a break.
Yeah,
it's like, enjoy the tribute, enjoy the celebration. Nobody's playing. Phil isn't singing like he was back in the day. Rex isn't playing like he was back in the day. But this is who we are now at 60 years old, and enjoy this celebration and be part of it, man.
Exactly. And to me, I really fucking enjoy as well, the other aspect where they're taking out bands from Phil's label, from Housecore, where Snafu and Child Bite and all these other bands have been playing on the tours with them. And I think that's fucking awesome, because I think there's a huge gap between these bigger ended club gigs. It's the clubs that everybody plays, like Reggie's in Chicago and places like that. And then to the small theater gig, like the 2,500 seat, there's that break in there somewhere. And, when you get bands like Pantera and Lamb of God bringing their label mate or parent label bands out, that's awesome because that elevates them.
Yeah.
To where they could get into those smaller places.
Right. Yeah.
Those
Exactly.
bigger
It's
places
helping.
for them, you know, I read a thing where there was a band, it was Snafu that had played to like 40 people in a fucking garage 2 nights before, playing Noblesville amphitheater in Indiana for 22,000 people.
Oh, right on.
And it's just like, and they've been a band fucking forever too. And
Right
it's
on.
like, fuck yeah, man. I dig that shit. So, you know, close to 50 years in the metal game, in the business of, you know, playing music and shit like that, and the artistry behind it. What keeps you going?
I think that, you know, every new opportunity kind of keeps me going in that sense. I mean, I did a bunch of these collab jams during the quarantine, and that was just, you know, recording all these cool cover songs that I enjoyed over the years, and reaching out and playing with all these amazing musicians remotely and doing these videos and recording. I started recording at home a lot more during those. Um, I think that this Category 7 record that's coming out in June, that I did with John Bush um, and Mike Orlando and Jason Bittner and Jack Gibson, is, you know, this incredible creative outlet in that sense. And, you know, the Kerry thing is we're going to be playing amphitheaters, and we're going to be playing, you know, all these places, doing these Euro festivals and American festivals that I hadn't played in 10 years, you know. Machine had stopped playing festivals for a bunch of reasons, and so I hadn't played festivals in 5 years, you know. And uh you know, just the music, I still feel like I have something to offer in a creative sense, in a live sense. All these different weird offers, they come, you know, you've seen them and you haven't seen some of them. Some of them didn't come to fruition, but there are just these other incredible things that are, I keep using the word, you know, career affirming, life affirming, that, you know, it just, oh, these guys like me, or, you know, it's just like, am I worthy of this stuff? And I've
Well, and
got,
I think yeah, I get that. That's like, it is life affirming.
yeah.
Yeah, dude,
And
that's a beautiful thing, honestly.
I got a you know, an amazing wife who is, she's been through the, you know, the industry. She knows it, so she understands the deal. And she's still active. She goes out and does stuff too. So it's, you know, we own a business at home. We own a bar here in town, and so we're fortunate to be able to do all these things. And
Do you book live bands?
no, we don't. You know, it's a small place. It's only like 80 capacity, but my cover band will play there, and we'll just take the pool tables out and pack it out and have everybody singing, you know, wanted dead or, you know, having this, it's live karaoke basically. And we get some of the local legends that come out. We had like Brad Gillis came out and jammed with us the last time, and
Hell yeah.
Casanova from Journey came down and jammed with us, and some of the Tesla dudes happened, and Chuck and Eric from Testament came down and played, and Wayne from Hatebreed. And so, and it's just all silly cover tunes, and, you know, it's fucking
Fuck yeah.
doing Journey, and, you know, it's
It
fun.
it sounds rad as shit. If I'm in the area, I'll definitely
Absolutely, dude. It's
hit
super
it up.
fun. We do it twice a year.
Fuck yeah. So I'm going to ask you some general profile questions about Phil Demmel here.
All right.
These are brought up from out of the random deck of cards.
All right.
If you could level up an aspect of yourself, strength, intelligence, charisma, whatever, what would you want to do?
Is it one of those three, or can I come up with something
Yeah,
else?
whatever. If it's an aspect of yourself, what would you want to level?
You know, I really need to work on my letting it go aspect of myself. I have a very strong sense of like vigilante justice, like if I see somebody cut off somebody in traffic, I want, I need to just, and a lot of things that have happened to me with people and shit. I need to learn to let shit go.
I feel that. I totally feel that. I have the problem where when people like are bitching at a situation, I feel like they're bitching at me. And I wear that shit and I'm just like, fuck.
If I see something, you know, something wrong that happened, I just have this strong sense of, you know, curing injustice and making shit right.
For
And
sure.
I just need to, I need to let go of some shit. So we'll leave it at that.
Absolutely, dude. I totally get that. What is a quote that inspires you and why?
Um, there was a quote that my dad had on his desk at work. It was from Eleanor Roosevelt, and it's no one can make you feel inferior without you giving your consent. So basically, nobody can make you feel like shit unless you let them. So their words are nothing unless you give them the energy to be something.
Boom.
Yeah, Eleanor
Wow.
Roosevelt, man, she's got a bunch of winners.
Fuck yeah, dude. That is awesome.
That's a good one, right?
That is fucking wow. That should have been the last question. What is one thing that does not add value to your life, but you still do it?
What's one thing that doesn't add value to, probably uh probably drinking Coca-Cola, drinking soda. That's not adding any value, but I still do it. There you go, drinking soda.
For sure. I totally get that. Um, all right. I'm going to ask you a Beatles question. Are you a Beatles fan?
Nope.
Not at all.
Nope.
That means
Couple songs. Go ahead, ask it anyways. Let's see what you got.
who looks which version of John looks cooler, mustache and bearded John or clean shaven?
I like the clean shaven, the 50s version, 50s,
Like
60s version.
doo-wop, like the doo-wop Beatles.
Yeah, I love doo-wop, man, and that's my favorite Beatles
Yeah, that's
era
something I
or
was
whatever.
gonna
I know they
ask.
weren't a band for even that long, but
Like,
I love the doo-wop and I love the early stuff.
right. Hell yeah. I dig like I think my favorite song of theirs is Help. Side note tangent here, a little bit of an extra question. Aside from anything metal or hard rock related or any of that, what's a go-to song that you go to clear your head?
Ooh, not hard rock related.
That's not metal or anything like that.
Like there's a um Elton John song. I don't know if he wrote it. I think he did. I think that Bernie Taupin wrote it. That's called the Border Song.
Sure.
Oh, yeah, Moses, I have been deceived. So probably the Border Song by Elton John.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, that's awesome. Hell yeah. Phil, I have one last fucking question. But before we get to it, as always, links are listed below. So give likes, shares, follows. If you don't already, you should. If you don't already, where the fuck have you been? Uh, do you have any shout outs or anything else you want to promote today?
Oh, what is today? What is happening? No, the Kerry record's out in May, I think the 17th, 15th or 17th, right around there. And we have some shows coming up. There's a tour happening with Lamb of God and Mastodon and Kerry King Band, and I think Malevolence is opening in the States. So hitting a bunch of I think it's kind of a C market tour, but playing a bunch of sheds. And so looking forward to that tour, doing Welcome to Rockville, and we're doing Sonic Temple in Columbus, Ohio too. So those will be the first two shows we do in the middle of May. So pick up that pick up the Kerry King release coming out in May.
Hell yeah, man. Absolutely. So final question of the day is, do you know the meaning of life?
No, I don't know the meaning of life. I know, I mean, my creed, if you will, is, politics and religion and everything else aside, just be good to each other, man. Be fucking good to each other and be honest. Let there be good intentions. There you go.
Fuck yeah, dude. Absolutely. I couldn't agree more. Aside from all the fucking man-made construct garbage shit that's fucking there, whatever fucking side of the aisle you're on, whatever side of the stratosphere you believe in. Yeah, I mean, just be fucking cool with each other. Fucking don't fucking be dick. Fucking, hey, we're all playing the same fucking song. We're all fucking fighting the same fucking fight. We all fucking have the same bullshit happen.
Be empathetic. Be understanding. Be good.
Fuck yeah, brother. On our way out today from your musical career, any song from your bands, what do you want to play out?
What do I want to play out? Anything. Shit. Do you have the Technocracy record? I bet you don't.
I don't actually.
Yeah. I need to get
wow.
that. I need to get that up.
Talk about deep cuts. I'm talking about the other stuff. Wow. Yeah. I do see it. I do know it's listed and I have heard of it, but I don't.
All right. Well, check it out. Check out the Technocracy record. I need to get that up on all the platforms. Do you got the Torque record?
I don't have that either, but yeah,
you should be able to get that. You should be able.
I'll get it. What do we want to play off of it?
There's a song called "Circling the Drain" off the Torque re-release. So get that. Mascot just re-released the Torque record. There's a song called "Circling the Drain."
Hell yeah, you heard him. This is "Circling the Drain."
In a broken wasteland, come to my fire and place your blood and steel upon my pyre. Oh.
For 45 years in keeping Louisville weird, Electric Ladyland has been there for all your eccentricities. While they do offer the best smoking supplies out on the market today, there's a whole lot more to check out. From ashtrays and blacklight posters, to records, incense and burners, and items to stock your metaphysical supply. They're open from 10 to 10, 7 days a week, located at 2325 Bardstown Road in Louisville, Kentucky, and at electricladyland420.com. Roll out.